He's on steps, fighting on steps. I'm gonna get behind him and gun him. One dead. Yeah, bro, the Superi actually rips. Like, what is this, man? The Superi is absolutely broken. What's up, YouTube? Potato here, and today we're gonna be showing off the new broken Superi 46 maximum movement, maximum time to kill class. And I think my game just crashed. Yep, it just crashed. Anyways, after some technical difficulties, we are back into the meat and potatoes of the video, the builds. So first off, we're going to be using the Superi 46, and a little bit about this gun. It actually is a little bit faster than the knife while tactical sprinting, but the thing is, the Superi 46 does not have unlimited tactical sprint, which is why I would always recommend using Sprinter with the Superi 46, because the Sprinter gives you infinite tactical sprint, as you can see right there, which makes the Superi 46 faster than your knife, so you can move quicker than your knife and still have a way to shoot back. So I would definitely be using Sprinter if you're going to be using the Superi 46, because even though the Superi 46 only goes 0.2 meters faster than the knife, it is still faster and you can shoot back with it. But anyways, moving on to the first attachment, you're going to want the Quartermaster Suppressor. Now later there is an attachment you can switch this out for if you want maximum movement. But for now, we're just going to be using the Quartermaster Suppressor for that horizontal and vertical recoil. It does hurt your ADS and sprint fire speed a little bit, which is why I'm going to be using the Bore 99 short barrel for that hip fire accuracy, sprint to fire speed, and aim down sight and movement speed, which once again gives us that movement we were talking about. It lets you move faster than your knife. And then for the underbarrel, you're going to obviously want, if I can find it, the Jack Slasher for that movement speed, sprint speed, and vertical recoil control. It does hurt your hip fire accuracy and tac stand spread a little bit, but I mean, we're not going to be hip firing that much with this gun. It has a pretty quick ADS speed, so there's not really a reason for hip fire accuracy, and it doesn't really hurt it that much. And it's definitely worth it for the movement speed, so I'd be using this any day. And now, moving on to the magazine, you're obviously going to want the 40 rounder. But now, moving on to the rear grip. This is the attachment that you can actually switch out the Quartermaster Suppressor for. So if you don't mind too much being seen on radar whenever you shoot, you can actually take off the Quartermaster Suppressor, go to your rear grip, and equip the Phantom Grip, which actually increases your ADS and sprint to fire speed, hurts your flinch a little bit because it's a submachine gun. Your flinch doesn't matter too much. So I'm going to be using the Quartermaster Suppressor, but you can definitely use the Phantom Grip if you really want that maximum movement on your Superi 46. And now for the fifth and final attachment for your overkill, you're going to want the Rescue 9 stock. Now, a lot of people do think that the no stock actually lets you move faster than the Rescue 9 stock, but actually for the Superi 46 in specific, it does not, because it only increases your sprint to fire speed, crouch movement speed, ADS, and aim walking speed, while the Rescue 9 stock increases your tactical sprint speed, your movement speed overall in general, your sprinting speed, and your recoil control. So definitely be using the Rescue 9 stock for maximum movement speed. But now moving on to your secondary, we're going to be getting into the perks in a minute, but we're going on to the Kar 98 next. And now for the Kar 98, it is actually still the sniper rifle that has the longest one-shot kill distance. Longer than any BO6 rifle. It kills out one shot at, I believe, 76 meters is when it stops. Actually, hold on, let me look that up, actually. All right, so actually looking at the website right now, it actually kills at 67 meters one shot. So I got the numbers backwards, but it is still the best sniper rifle to be using right now in BO6. But first off, for the optic, you're going to want the, if I can find it. Bro, I don't know about y'all, but the MW3 attachment system is so much different from the BO6 attachment system, and it feels so weird going between the two all the time. Comment down below, which one do you like better, the MW3 attachment system or the Blackops 6 attachment system? And actually, can I find what I'm looking for? There you go. The Range Collar V3.4 optic is the one that you're going to want for the Kar 98K. Because let's go into the firing range here to show you real quick. It is the cleanest optic in my opinion. Just look at it. It's just so good. Alright, actually, without the barrel, it doesn't even one-shot at 50 meters, but we'll be getting onto that later. Now, for the muzzle, we're going to want the Monolithic Suppressor Large for the Kar 98K for that to bullet velocity and damage range. Once again, that actually should be enough to make it one-shot at 50 meters, but I'll get onto that later. Now, for the barrel, you're going to want the, I'm not even going to attempt at saying that barrel, but it does increase your bullet velocity and damage range by a lot, hurting your sprint to fire, hip fire, and ADS speed. But for a sniper, you're going to want that long range damage overall, because quite frankly, it is a sniper rifle. And now for the underbarrel, you actually don't want anything. Underbarrel is going to be empty. But the next attachment is going to be the sling. You want the Recon Sling for that flinch resistance, aiming out will sway, and it does hurt aim walking speed. But once again, movement speed does not matter on a Kar 98K. And in my opinion, the biggest problem on the Kar 98 is the lack of flinch resistance. So the Recon Sling is definitely to go over the target, which increases ADS, and the tactical, which actually I don't know why you would be using the tactical. I don't actually see a reason for that. So you're going to want to be using the Recon Sling. And now for the stock, you're going to want to use, once again, not even going to try saying that one, stock. And now that's it for the Car 98K. We already have 5 out of 5 attachments. But now moving on to the perks. You're going to want, as I have right here, Survivor, Sprinter, and Tempered. That is the current meta in Warzone right now. If you are playing Resurgence, though, I would definitely recommend using Alertness, but it is banned in Ranked, which is why I'm not using it here. I normally be playing Ranked. But if you're going to be playing pubs, I definitely recommend Alertness, but Ranked, I go with Tempered any day. Either that or Ghost. Normally what I actually do in Ranked, to show like a random tip here, I have 2 players on my team using Ghost and 1 player using like Tempered or Resolute. Because then if a team only has a normal UAV, they will just see 1 person. They're going to overchop thinking it's just 1 person, just send it like crazy. But because 2 of us are ghosted, there's actually going to be a full team of 3 ready to put multiple 9mm into their cranium. So I definitely do recommend that for Ranked. But if you're that person without Ghost or you're just playing pubs, I would definitely recommend using Tempered or Alertness. Definitely Alertness for pubs, but anyways, don't mind my little side rant. Moving on to perk 2, I did say this earlier, you're going to want Sprinter. Sometimes I would use Tracker. I do use Tracker in Ranked. If you're playing solos, I would definitely recommend using Sprinter. Tracker is good in like trios, quads, because obviously you can give the pings for your other teams, and you can see their footsteps. The footsteps is actually kind of like the lesser part of the perk. You know, I think that definitely the outlining the enemy is definitely the better one there. But Sprinter, if you're playing solos, Tracker is the only really other red perk I would use. Reactive Armor sounds good. It kind of sucks, I can't lie though. Cold Blood is also pretty good. It's a good way to counter Tracker, but I'm definitely going to be running Sprinter. The maximum movement speed, like I said earlier. But I'm moving on to the final perk, perk 1. Most of these perks actually like don't even work. Mountaineer, they actually did patch it. It didn't used to work, but they did patch it, and it actually only saves you from like 7 meters of fall damage, I think. So definitely not as good as it used to be. It is a decent perk though, but I'm definitely going to be using Survivor though for the health regen. After 3 seconds, it actually halves the regen time, because normally it is 6 seconds. So I would definitely recommend using Survivor. The only other good blue perk is Reflexes, but as most of you know, Reflexes is actually a ground loot perk, so you can actually like loot it off of the ground. You don't even need it in your loadout. So it's kind of a waste of a perk slot using a perk you can get off of ground loot. You can also get Tempered off ground loot, but it is very, very, very rare. So I definitely would still be using Tempered. But that is it for the perks. Now moving on to the final part of this loadout, your tacticals and lethals. I use stim shots and frags for this loadout, at least in Resurgence, but in Ranked, you're definitely going to want to be using smokes. Gas is banned, but gas in pubs is absolutely broken. They still haven't nerfed it at all, but they just took it out of Ranked, which is the main spot where it was used. But if you go into pubs, gas grenades are still absolutely broken. And now moving on to lethals. Definitely be using impacts. I'm not actually quite sure why I was using frags. I actually don't really know about that one, but definitely be using impacts, because they work for all 3 of the best lethals in the game right now. They work as like frags. You can throw them up to like height, and you can just get that instant impact explosion, as the name says. You can also use it as a throwing knife, just throwing it at the ground to thirst it down really quickly, or you can use it to kind of like clear out blast traps. If you know there's like a bunch of blast traps or spring mines in a room, you can just throw an impact grenade in the middle of all of them, and they will all break down immediately. Overall, impact is the best multi-use lethal in the game. I'm definitely going to be using it. You should too. But anyways, that is it for the loadout video. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please remember to like, subscribe. We will go live every day, 5 to 9. And be sure to drop a follow and comment down below. And I'll see you tomorrow.